Hello students, welcome back. We have already completed the chapter DC circuit and measurement, and today we are going to start moving charges and magnetic field. Moving charges and magnetic field. This chapter is very important for the board examination. I am telling you, one question will be there in the examination paper from this chapter. So listen very carefully and try to understand. And now I am explaining this moving charges and magnetic field. According to Oersted, when the charge is moving, then a magnetic field will be set up. Then due to moving charges, a magnetic field will be set up. Now the Oersted experiment, try to understand the Oersted experiment. Oersted experiment. Oersted explained that when current is flowing in a wire, then magnetic field will be set up around the wire, just like the magnetic field around the bar magnet, the magnetic field. Just like this, there will be a magnetic field will be set up when current will flow through the wire. This explained by Oersted, but the further studies or the magnitude and the direction of the field was given by Biot and Savart. So we will study Biot and Savart also. What is Oersted experiment? Oersted shown that when there is a battery and there is a wire and there is a key, when key is on off, the key is kept on or off, then by changing the current in the wire, a magnetic field will be set up. He showed that when the current will change, the magnetic field will be set up. But what is the direction and the magnitude of the current? It was not explained by Oersted. Further, it was explained by Biot and Savart. Then, when current is flowing means when charge is flowing. We know that the moving charges produces current. Then moving charges produces magnetic field also, because the current, the varying current produces magnetic field. Varying current, according to Oersted, when the current in the wire will vary, then only the magnetic field will set up. Either we put on the key or we put off the key, then the current will change in the wire and magnetic field will be set up. Now, from our board syllabus, we will start. But the board syllabus is starting from here. Biot and Savart law. Remember, this topic is very important. I am telling you, this topic is very important. So focus on this topic and try to understand this topic properly. What is Biot and Savart? According to Biot and Savart, suppose this is a wire and current is flowing in the wire I. The current flowing in the wire is I, and this is a wire, and this is a point P. Then according to Biot and Savart, when current will flow through the wire, a magnetic field set up around the wire. Means when the current is flowing in the wire, a magnetic field will be set up around the wire, and the magnitude and the direction of the field at a point P is given by Biot and Savart. This is called Biot-Savart law. Listen again. This is a wire. When current will flow through the wire, a magnetic field will set up around the wire. Then the magnitude and the direction of the field is given by Biot and Savart and called Biot-Savart law. Now consider a wire and current I is flowing in the wire. Now suppose this is the element DL of the wire. We are considering small element DL of the wire, and this is distance small r, distance of the point P, where we are going to find out the magnetic field and its direction. This distance is small r, and this angle is theta. The angle between r and dl is theta. Then according to Biot and Savart, the magnetic field at point P due to the small element dl is dB. The magnetic field due to the entire wire is B, due to the smallest element of the wire dB. magnetic field due to this element dl at the point P is dB. It is directly proportional to the current flowing in the wire. The magnetic field is also directly proportional to the length of the element. The magnetic field is directly proportional to the sine of angle theta, that is, it is directly proportional to the sine theta, and dB is inversely proportional to the r square, that is square of distance of the point from the element. Then taking all these together, dB is directly proportional to I dl sin theta upon r square. dB is directly proportional to I dl sin theta upon r square. Then dB is equals to, there must be a constant. This constant is mu naught by 4 pi. Mu naught is called magnetic permeability. What is mu naught? Magnetic permeability. And this is 4 pi. And what is magnetic permeability? The degree up to which the magnetic field lines can penetrate the medium is called magnetic permeability. The degree, the extent up to which the magnetic field lines can penetrate the medium is called magnetic permeability. So this is constant of proportionality mu naught by 4 pi into I dl sin theta upon r square. Okay, this is a wire carrying current I. We have to find out the magnetic field at point P. This is element of the wire dl. The distance of the point where we are going to find out the magnetic field from dl is r. The angle between dl and r is theta, and then dB, the magnetic field at point P due to dl is dB. It is directly proportional to I dl sin theta and inversely proportional to r square. Then dB is directly proportional to I dl sin theta upon r square. Then the proportionality constant is mu naught by 4 pi. Then dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. Due to the element dl, the magnetic field is dB is equals to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta upon r square. Then due to entire while the magnetic field is integrating both sides, integration of dB is equals to mu naught by 4 pi is constant. Integration of I dl sin theta by r square, or integration of dB is b. Then b is equals to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. This is the magnitude of the magnetic field. Magnitude of the magnetic field set up at that particular point. Now we know that the magnetic field is a vector quantity having both magnitude and direction. The magnitude is this, and the direction, I will show what is the direction of the magnetic field. Here we can write mu naught by 4 pi I dl cross r is vector, dl cross r upon r cube. We can write dl cross r upon r cube because this is the cross product of dl and r. Then when magnetic field is a vector quantity, it is vector product or cross product of dl and r. Now simplify this. This is mu naught by 4 pi I dl r sin theta upon r cube. Then r cancel. This is mu naught by 4 pi I a cross b is equals to ab sin theta and cap. A cross b is equals to ab sin theta and cap. We know that a cross b is equals to ab sin theta and cap. Now I will explain you what is a cross b. dl r sin theta r cap upon r cube. Then r cancel, this is r square. Now we will get mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta upon r square r cap. What is the direction r cap? From the vector product we know that the direction of A cross B is perpendicular to the plane containing A and B. Means suppose this is A and this is A and this is B, then their cross product will be A cross B. So this is the direction of A cross B. This is perpendicular to the plane containing A and B. The plane containing A and B perpendicular direction is the direction of the magnetic field. Then the direction of magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane containing dl and r. The direction of magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane containing dl and r, and the magnitude of the field is given by mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. Then from here the magnetic field is mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta upon r square r cap, where mu naught by 4 pi is constant, I dl sin theta upon r square is magnitude, and r cap is direction, and this direction is perpendicular to the plane containing dl and r. Okay. Then the direction of magnetic field, if this is A, this is B, then direction of magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane containing A and B. We know that if there are two vectors A vector and B vector, then this is A cross B is AB sin theta and cap. What is A? Magnitude of A. What is B? Magnitude of B. What is theta? Angle between A and B. And n cap is direction perpendicular to the plane containing A and B. Suppose this is A and this is B, A and B vector, then their resultant vector A cross B, or this is AB sin theta, is perpendicular to the plane containing A and B. Similarly, the direction of magnetic field will be perpendicular to the plane containing dl and r. Okay, thank you.